Hello everyone, it's Colby, and today we are going to rank all of the Barbarian subclasses. I am joined by my buddy Philip. Hello. That's not his normal voice, but that's Philip.
Yes, it is.
We just finished recording the Monk video, which should be out already. So we're looking forward to talking about Barbarians, I don't want to say better class. I don't feel like, I don't even want to start insulting Monk again.
A more preferential class to our likings.
Yes, that is a good way of putting it. You should be a lawyer.
I am.
He's not a lawyer. Just the.
I'm a rules lawyer. No, I'm not.
Okay, well, let's just jump into. Actually, let's not jump in. I have to do a little explanation of the tier list. So, this tier list is our opinion. So, if you don't like it, that sucks. Let us know why you don't like it, or let us know why you do like it. This is not based off how powerful the tier list is. It's based off of if we are going to play the class, which subclass would we want to play more. We're not comparing them to other subclasses of other classes, and we're not really letting our own view of, let's say, the Barbarian affect how we feel about its subclasses. This is just all about what the subclass brings to the class and how we feel about it.
Yeah. However, our view of the base class does bleed into it a bit, so...
That is fair enough.
Yeah. Because, like, if I like the class, then I'm just going to feel more favorably towards the subclasses.
That's true.
Now,
so as you can see, we have done Blood Hunter, Cleric, Artificer, and Fighter. All those videos are out already on our channel. And Monk. I talked about Monk, but fair enough. And Monk. And let's just get right into Barbarian with Ancestral Guardian.
A for Ancestral Guardian.
I'm totally fine with it being an A. I actually put it as a B, but it's just because I've played around with it a decent amount, and I just wouldn't want to. There's other ones that I'd want to play other than it.
I just really like it as a support class.
Yep. I think it's a really great subclass.
I think it's one of the best. I'm going to be the tank and take the damage and protect my people classes in the game. And it just does a good job at that.
Yeah.
Ancestral Protectors are just good, not great. Spirit Shield, good, not great. You know, all of its abilities, good, not great. Well, Consult the Spirits
is not great.
But Ancestral Protectors, Spirit Shield, and Vengeful Ancestors are all good, not great. And your best one is at 14th level, so like you can easily attain this. You know, you don't have to wait until the end of the game to get your last ability, which is nice.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite ones to multi-class into, just to get those ancestral protectors. It's great.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, this is the easiest one for me to just be like, yeah, I'm fine with that going up one. And
yeah, the best way for me to describe this is good, not great.
Yeah. I think it very complements Barbarian well.
For me, good, not great.
Yeah. So let's just put that one. That was a quick conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good, not great, so it's an easy conversation.
Yep. Put that in A then.
Yeah.
What about the Battlerager?
D, I hate it because it has a restriction.
I hate it. It has a restriction, and I don't like it.
Yeah, like the restriction is stupid. I don't think any subclass should have a racial restriction. That's dumb.
Yep.
You can obviously just ignore it if you want. Battlerager armor is actually kind of cool. You know, spiked armor is kind of cool. It's just a cool image in my head. However,
sucks.
None of the abilities of this class are very good.
No, it's really not.
Battlerager charge. You get the dash action as a bonus action when you're raging at 10th level. Ho ho ho! Rogues get that at 3rd.
Yeah.
Or 2nd. I think it's 2nd, right? Running action is 2nd level.
I know, but I can't believe
It
Battlerager
is.
Charge is a 10th level thing.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah, like
cares?
cunning action is at 2nd level for rogue. So if you take 2 levels of rogue, you can get this ability.
And Spike Retribution. Why do they think 3 piercing damage is anything?
I don't know.
Like,
At 14th level, 3 piercing damage doesn't matter.
no, that's a,
That should just be a base thing of the spiked armor.
and it is. There's a D4, but it doesn't scale at all.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. This class is just bad.
It's really bad. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to be said about it.
No.
Race restriction sucks, and no one would want to play it even if it wasn't restricted. Like, yeah. It's, I can kind of see how they, like, where they're going with it, but they just failed on the execution of it.
Yeah, I get the idea, but they totally fumbled the ball.
Yeah. Also the only subclass that, like, has the Barbarian use armor, and it's, like, very fitting armor for the Barbarian, like, spiked armor that's just, like, really
Yeah.
over the top. It sounds awesome.
That's badass. Let me use it with a Totem Warrior or a Zealot.
Yeah. Well, that one's just an easy D tier. So
That is
That's-
the easy D, much like another one is an easy S.
fair enough. So what about Beast? Unless you were talking about
Solid B tier for Beast.
Beast. Okay, I put it as an S.
Yeah, I had it as B because I had fun playing it. It has good choice, has good utility. However, I played it for a little bit. I wouldn't want to play it for a long time.
Fair enough. Me, on the other hand, I think the theme is great. I mean, you probably agree with a lot of the things I'm saying. This is just personal preference on what we want to play. Let's be honest. You agree that the bite claws tail thing is cool and actually effective. I would actually use these in combat, especially the tail one.
Well, it's one of those classes that, in the right campaign, I would have it in S.
Yeah.
But you need that right campaign and with the right DM.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, the DM makes or breaks this one on what you can feasibly do. Like, when I was playing a Path of the Beast, I was, like, underneath the ice of a frozen lake, like, skittering along the ice, then using my tail to, like, stab fish.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the
just,
fun.
just silly fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, you had a DM that wouldn't let you do that because I don't have a swim speed until you get the 6th if you take swimming. You know, like, oh, man. It's one of those classes that, in the right campaign, awesome. In the wrong one, terrible. So that's why I had it at B.
Yeah.
Like, the mechanics are good enough that it can be really
I'm perfectly fine with this. Splitting it down the middle.
sure.
Not a big argument there. We both like it. Just one of us likes it less, or is just kind of tired of it as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The next one is easy.
Next one is what?
Easy. You don't have to ask me.
Beserker?
Yeah.
Is it a D?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not good.
No.
You get an extra attack when you frenzy rage, but you get exhaustion after.
Yeah.
Can't be charmed or frightened while raging. Cool. I wasn't going to anyway. I
The
just
only
hit the guy
thing-
that's trying. You know.
Only thing you get at 6th level. Just
Yeah. You're intimidating, but it's your charisma modifier.
yeah. Why?
I think this would be cool if it was your strength modifier.
It should be your strength. I feel like that has a factor in it.
Yeah.
To be
I feel like
honest.
that's the thing that's intimidating people, not your charisma.
Yeah. And retaliation.
Retaliation is cool.
Yeah.
14th level, it's not. But
No, it's really not.
No.
That's like honestly like a 3rd level, maybe.
6,
Like a good 3rd level.
like
Okay.
added into 6.
Yeah. There's just It's just bad.
It's just unfortunate, but it
There-
really made it so that in the player's handbook there's really only one option.
Is that how it worked? Was Berserker the only subclass or no? Totem Warrior
No, there
was.
was another one.
Right, okay.
This being one of the options made it so that the other one was the only option.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's just easily put this down with Battlerager and move on.
Storm Herald, I had in C. The mechanics sound cool, but in practice they all suck. But it's better than Battlerager or Berserker.
Yeah, I agree with you. I put it at C as well. Theme is awesome. You're a
the theme
Storm
is so
Warrior.
cool,
Yeah,
but the damage numbers are too low.
yeah. It's
All the numbers in this subclass are too low.
mhm.
Like the desert aura. All other creatures in your aura take 2 fire damage. It increases when you reach certain levels of this class. It goes up to 3, then 4, then 5, then 6 damage. Oh man!
In what world is that scaling? Like it is, but like
I mean, it is scaling. It's
it
just
is scaling.
not good scaling.
Yeah, it should be a
The
dice
C
roll.
one is not awful, but not good either.
No,
Just better than desert. Tundra, it's 2 hit points. Like that's not anything.
but Philip, it increases to 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6 at
That's-
20th level.
It's only when it's activated. It's not like it keeps refilling every turn. If it refilled every turn, it'd be fine. But it's only when you activate it. Like, hey, we go into battle, you activate your Tundra aura. All your allies get 3 hit points. Ooh. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
There's so many other classes that can give more than that. But if you have an artificer with a protector, artillerist little buddy, this becomes inconsequential and pointless.
so what'd you say against C?
I said C because
Yeah.
it's bad. It's very bad. However, it's way better than the 2 below it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got the cool factor.
Okay, so for this next one, everyone knows where this goes. We could just move on to Wild Magic.
Yeah, just slot it in there and let's go on.
Yeah, exactly. I really like Wild Magic.
I love the idea of it. You know, it's just cool.
I think I liked it too much when I rated it earlier. I put it at an S. I disagree with my past self. I would put it as an A.
I don't have it at I have it pretty low. Solely because I don't want to play it. Because if I want wild magic, I'm gonna play a sorcerer. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of it. I've played one in a one-shot. But like you only roll when you enter the rage.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it would be cool if it worked more like the wild magic sorcerer, but with attacks. Like
Fair
while
enough.
you're raging. Like while you're raging, if you roll a 1 on the d20, then you roll on the wild magic surge table.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
think that if that was how this one worked, I would play this class a lot, and I'd put it way up high. However, that's not how it works. So I had it in C because I don't know. There's only 8 effects. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I do like. I like the 3rd level one more than you, and that's probably the difference. Like,
oh, I love the idea. I just wish that it was implemented differently. Is the only thing for me. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. And I like your idea more, to be honest. Like being able to, yeah, just roll.
Like have it more like the sorcerer, where
Yeah,
if you're raging and you roll a 1, then you roll on the wild magic, and then
yeah,
it happens. You know.
that's great. I think
that'd be a fun way to play this subclass. Like, I mean, you could play classes however you want in D&D, and if I were to play this one again, I'd talk to the DM and see if I could do it like that instead of like this. And I don't see many DMs arguing that, because wild magic is really fun for the DM too.
Oh yeah, and it's not overpowered to let your players have wild magic, because it's not all positive. It can have bad things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had it at an A. I like it more than you do. So, split the middle.
Sure.
Split the middle, the saying? I feel like that's not the saying. Split the difference.
Split the middle.
Split the middle. It's a
Meet in the
saying
middle.
now.
Meet in the difference.
Yeah, we'll meet in the difference. That's the
Yeah,
new
we'll meet in the
saying.
difference. That's the saying.
So the last one then is
Easy S.
Zealot. You
Easy
like
S.
this one more than I do. I had it at a B.
I love the Zealot. I love the idea of the Zealot. I like that you're just a raging zealot for a god, a warrior for a god. You could pick necrotic or radiant damage to go on top of your barbarian damage. I'm surprised you don't like this more, because this one does a ton of damage. Because instead of your normal like +3 when you're raging, you get a plus D6 plus half your barb level.
Yeah, the thing with subclasses with Barbarian is I'm fairly bored with the base class features of the Barbarian. So I like the subclasses that give me options in combat. So when it's just like a base damage on top, I like it less. I still like Zealot a lot, but it's just...
Well, I also just love the idea of like a warrior of the gods that's just a pure warrior. You're not a paladin, you're not on a quest, you're not a cleric, you're not praying. You're just like sent by the gods to go and smite the enemies. I love that idea. And it could be a good god or a bad god. You can use necrotic energy.
Yep.
So it's really scary fighting a zealot because they don't die. Like that's...
Yeah, that's the coolest part of it.
A high level zealot barbarian, if you were to play player versus player, it could win most of the time because it just doesn't die.
Yeah, the rates beyond
And
death is amazing.
it has like a minor version of Divine Smite. It doesn't cost anything other than you raging, which is cool. And I get why you wouldn't like it. It's surprising how low you had a lot of the classes.
For Barbarian, I just had Beserker and Battlerager in D. Like everything else was SA or B.
What did you have Zealot at? B?
Yeah, I had it in B. I had it with Ancestral Guardian in B. Like it's good. Just not that interested in it.
I think it's the second strongest if we were going off power, which we're not. I'd be happy with it going down to A from S.
Yeah, and they're perfectly fine with that as well. Same thing as Ancestral Guardian.
Yeah, mean the difference.
Yeah, I can't believe not a single one made it to S.
Yeah.
Truly,
I mean,
garbage.
Barbarian just doesn't have any really good, like, subclasses that everyone wants to pick all the time. It's from the player's handbook, so it's like lasted the length of time. Just doesn't have that one that, like, you know, I'm a barbarian. I want to like act like a bear, you know, in combat.
Or maybe an eagle.
Or a tiger.
Yeah. Or maybe like a frog.
Oh man, how cool would it be if you were a barbarian at higher level and you could fly?
No, they wouldn't do that. They would never make that.
I mean, maybe we should make a class like that sometime. Or like you're a pack of wolves, you know? Like your barbarian is like a wolf guy, and like you get benefits if there's people around you. You know, that'd be sweet. Or like your carrying capacity and your strength checks are better because you're just swole like a bear. Oh, you're a big bear.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
You know, a subclass like that would probably make it into S tier.
And like,
too bad there isn't one like that.
I wish they could, you know, give you choice. Like, don't just make like a path of the bear.
4 or 5 choices every time.
Yeah.
You get a subclass thing instead of
maybe not 4. I think 5 would be best. Like, I don't think
5?
they would ever do 4.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
is it?
so like have different like animalistic aspects because like barbarians are like very animalistic. Like look at Conan the Barbarian. Like he's just like in a hide loincloth, you know?
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Like he go with different animals. Like, just
Yeah.
spitballing here, like bear, obviously. I mean,
Well, we
bears are
already
just cool.
already talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were mentioning eagle too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then like tigers. Tigers are cool. They're good at jumping. Like look at Tigger.
Yeah. Look at Tigger.
Yeah.
The peak performance of a
Yeah.
tiger.
Well, then we
is
also
Tigger.
mentioned wolf, but like we should probably throw in a herbivore too, because like these are all predators, and like what if you don't want to be a predator? So like maybe like a moose or an elk or something.
Yeah, definitely a moose. I think a moose would be better than an elk.
Yeah, moose are pretty cool. You ever seen one in person?
I have actually.
One time we were at a park camping, and we saw a moose, and my friend walked over to it and just started petting it.
What?
And me and another friend were just like, "What are you doing? No, that's so dangerous."
Wow.
And he just like strolled up, petted it. The moose just looked at him and just didn't care. Went back to eating the shrub.
Living barbarian warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was a very do what he wants kind of kid.
I see.
Yeah.
Carried a
Very
totem.
fun friend to have.
Anyways, that's all of the barbarian subclasses for this video. Barbarian's a great class. It's got a lot of good subclasses and a lot of really bad ones too. Let's be honest. I don't know.
It's got high highs and low lows.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, the Barbarian's still a great class. I'd love to see more subclasses because surprisingly, it doesn't have as many as a lot of the other classes.
I'm working on making one right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like it's a great class. Let us know what you guys think of our tier list. Let us know if we're missing any subclasses that you like, and stay tuned for the rest of subclass videos. We're gonna be doing them all.
Bye bye.
Bye.